Je chudan zo je jono la shanje bada dana japsam je dagare shanto je pe sanam je rola penje san je raba sho san je chudan zo je jono la shanje bada dana japsam je dagare shishe je pe sanam je rola penje san je raba sho san je Judan Zoji Jonola, Shanja Bado Dano Jabson. Daka Chishi Jibe Tonam Jedola, Penchur Sanje Rabo. Good evening, Bing. Good evening, Mark. Bing, where are you looking? You lost something? Mark.
Yes, Geshe.
Are you wake up or are you still sleeping?
I'm awake now.
Good, good. Do you put some water on your face?
Yes.
Good, now you wake up. Good. Anyway, wonderful to see you, everyone. How's your day? How's you guys' day? Everyone's okay? Good, good, good. Good. Hey, John. Yeah. You know, we are all, like, mirror age. We are mirror age. Mirror age. We're not too young, too old. We are mirror age. Therefore, our life has been also sometimes up, sometimes down. Not always perfect, but not always things very bad. Therefore, sometimes, when you study Buddhism, it makes you more a little bit uncomfortable. You think, oh, maybe I didn't do very good. I do a lot of mistakes. It's okay. We all do mistakes. Except Buddha, no one's perfect. Everyone taught to best that there are a lot of mistakes. Then, if we know what's wrong, what's right, then intentionally we not do anymore like that. Therefore, it is one of the purpose to understand some mistakes. Therefore, rejoice also you until now you survive. You're doing things. You got to get education. You got to get anything you want. Your regular life, right? Some people like to the business. Some people like to the writing. Some people like the shopping. Some people like the driving. They're all different. People have different their wishes. And most we got that. You just rejoice that things. You already good things to be done. I always say, we did some mistakes, we have difficult times. Just don't, not try to bring that back. Sometimes people try to bring that things. We think that things again, they will come all the time. Therefore, just rejoice, relax, okay? Then, a little bit meditation, compassion and loving kindness. It's very wonderful. Then always I say, if you have job, don't think I have to do this all the time. You try to happy, or I have that, I'm able to do that. If you don't have to go work, you also rejoice. So I'm very lucky, I don't have to go work. If you're looking for a job, also it will come. And not always like stop that. Well, Marco, you change your place. You move east to west, west to east. Anyway, therefore, purpose study Buddhism is taught to more open mind, more relaxed, more calm. This is the purpose. Sometimes people do a lot of meditation, they read a lot of books. The mind become more tight. And then maybe the practice doesn't go to good direction. They call the Tibetan song. If you have a very bad mind, you recite the Om Pema Hum, better than good heart to sing. You understand? If you have bad heart, you recite Om Pema Hum, better than person has good heart, just sing. You got it? So you have very bad mind, bad heart or bad mind. What is that?
I would say a bad heart. If you have a bad heart, it's not good then. That would be. Okay.
Therefore, like two people together. Sometimes this happens, Some people try to very serious to practice, try to do something, control everything, and they're very always tight, uncomfortable. Some people you don't see much practice, they will relax. I think we need like that one. Just relax. I always say, don't stop, but don't serious. Does it make sense? Because we don't have much time. You have to do your daily life. Even you don't have another job. You just clean your house. Many hours check that. You have to clean, put back. Again, it's just same job every day. Same job, especially the housewife or house mom or husband, whatever you call. Usually a house job is most hardworking. We don't see, but we have to do again every day, just again. No one pay for you. Even though sometimes no one appreciate, what's that? Appreciate? What is that?
Appreciate.
No one appreciate. So that you have job, you have to do that. Therefore, a lot of times go that, and we don't have much time to see our results to our practice, but just slowly, just not stop. Then we will get even good influence. If you have watch time, also you say, okay, I'm just only the me. If you are very exciting, it's also a little bit calm down. But then, I'm the best, like that. Okay? How about we do a little bit meditation? I always say meditation, I think maybe you guys will understand, meditation means not try to stop thinking, okay? So many thoughts come in our mind. You don't have to try to stop. You just try to more concentration, what object or subject you focus, just concentration that. Then, just that's the meditation. The other thoughts doesn't come. You say, okay, my mind, I'm going to meditation, but so many thoughts come in my mind. It doesn't work. And it's not like that, okay? This is, if you hear things, you remember things, then a lot of things coming up. Not like that. Like you say, okay, I'm going to wish to meditation like compassion. Compassion means what? Wish to all beings to free from suffering. Just try to very concentration, that kind of thought. That thought. Just a couple of minutes. The other thought doesn't come. Then, anything also, if you don't have you don't see any sufferings, then if you just remind before you start, you can just see what you see. Think, oh, this is a terrible situation. You just remind like that. Just focus that. I wish that we free from that kind of situation. Just a couple minutes, or maybe just couple seconds. Just slowly down. Then also, like that, okay? You just start close eyes, just, okay, I don't want to think anything, then this doesn't work. Then we become more worse, our mind becomes everywhere. Always try to meditation. Then, when you some lessons, some teaching, maybe you listen some teaching. Just, okay, when you listen teaching, just focus that. Your mind focus that the other thoughts doesn't come. Like the Oman Pema, you just Oman Pema really like skin your mind. Then other thought doesn't come. Just try, okay? Now we're going to first reset Oman Pema without sound, okay? Reset yourself. You can, not sound, just you need to hear. I don't know, maybe head here or here, okay? You need to remember the word Om Ma No Pema, just okay? Not just try to, I'm not saying you have to count the mala, then you might go that way. Just you stay, you head reset the Om and Pema. Just try, check your other thoughts coming or not, okay? You need to really focus there, okay? Just make sure Om Ma No Pema again, a couple times, okay? How's it? Did other thoughts come? So many thoughts coming here? Or you don't remember, just you're just like a, how's that, zombie.
My thought was, I wonder if Geshe thinks I'm doing a good job. That's one thought that came.
That is wrong. You didn't focus your Oman Pema, you just think other things. You have to really think Oman Pemos. Very, just here. That doesn't come. The other thought doesn't come. How's other people? It's like thought to talk little bit.
I think when I say Om Mani Padme Hum and I watch my breath come in and go out, it helps ground me and I stay with the word.
Yeah, you need to
Does
say
that
the
make sense?
word. Yeah. Usually also you recite Om Mani Padme Hum, also you follow your breath, also two
Breath
different thoughts
in,
come in.
breath out, right.
But two different thoughts come in.
Oh.
Nah. If you say Om Mani Padme Hum, there's two thoughts coming, two different actions coming together. It doesn't work. You just Om Mani Padme Hum, just only focus Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Just focus that. You don't have to do any other things. You don't have to other things try to stop. And just only focus there. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay? Well, you learn that. If you learn that, then very easy to other meditations. Okay. Otherwise, if you try to meditate, okay, I'm going to meditate. Just close your eyes. Our mind have so many different thoughts coming. We don't know which one my meditation. I'm very bad meditation. Do you feel like that? Oh, my meditation is not good. Because you're doing so many things thinking. Not like that. If you like say example, maybe you go, okay, I'm going to meditation Tara image. Just so for try to see the Tara's picture or statue, whatever you have. Just close, just remind, take picture in here that. Just keep your mind, just focus that. Okay? This is how to meditation. Then you can do meditation, emptiness, other things you can do slowly. Otherwise, try to stop, okay. Oh, some things coming. Oh, my meditation is not good. Sometimes we don't know how to meditation, okay? One way. Then if you bring meditation, just only focus you. You don't have to do any other actions. Recite Oman Pemo, you watch, you bring, then two different come in. Doesn't work. Just bring it. When you bring in, you also follow, you bring in. Bring out, you follow, bring out. Just that. Just like exercise like this. It's not too long also, maybe like 1 minute, 2 minutes, not longer than 2 minutes. Then other thoughts come in. Okay? This is how to meditation, okay? I thought I hope you guys good meditations. Okay. Then what we talk about the ground path. The ground path means everyone know this. This is like a quality of the mind. Talk about quality of the we're not simply to go walk that way. The quality, different qualities of our mind, step by step. When you have the renunciation, then you already reach the path. When you the renunciation, what? You have wish to free from suffering day or night. Like that thought. In order to that, also we need to understand, recognize our sufferings. It's not suffering like we have something problem, my family's problem, friends' problem, my job's problem, not like that. Since we have this, what do you call this body? What do you call this body? Sache nyelenji pombo sangado.
Aggregate.
Aggregate.
Contaminated aggregate.
What's that? Containment.
Contaminated aggregate.
Containment aggregate.
Contaminated.
Contaminated. Contaminated aggregate. As soon as we have this, then not always things go well. You have to think about that. Like, you have some itchy here. Sometimes, we have some itchy here, right? A little bit, how you say? Scotch is very happy. Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. Then you itch more and more and more. Then they will make more worst. Like that. We have this containment body. I have to learn this word. Like that. Kanze. Mandu sache nyelenji pombo de yoshinje any dunga somogu. Ta jishimi ba na de te hako gores.
So as long as we have this contaminated aggregate, we will be tormented by either of these three sufferings. So that's what we have to understand. And we should have a strong wish wanting to be free from that. And that kind of wish, wanting to be free from that samsara, and if you have that wish without any difficulties or without having to make any effort, then you have generated the renunciation. So it's like following a map, to go to New York. Like nowadays you have the GPS, but before you have to follow the map. I say, okay, so you take this exit, you go on this road, you get to Connecticut, and then from there you take this road, and like that. So you have to follow that map, to get to New York. So the path is just like that.
제장도 사지 산 로발라 텐디기 아니 수수 셈고 연대야 수수기라 깨고 그래서 다 사람들도 들어와.
And so to reach liberation or state of full enlightenment, you have to develop these paths and grounds, which are the qualities of your mind.
다들 니온로 고 람과라치 도라고 신도 당해마 다 대사요 말하면서 냐마나고 다 사지 람과 까댕에 도라 신도 파 세워로 봐. 뒤에서도 사지 산도발라 다파 메와 속에야기 아니 녀답다 시럽 생각도 용 것도 저거 람과 까댕.
So just like when you're going from here to New York, if there's any obstacles on the road, like big stones or big branches fallen, then you have to remove them to be able to drive through, right? Otherwise, you will not be able to go. So like that, there are so many obstacles and obscurations, to be abandoned on the path, to enlightenment. And so those are the abandonments, to be abandoned on those particular paths.
오다 셈을 삼다고 그러다. 다시 셰 나도 슈마 사자 셈바질라 로테네 상주 셈베 사세지 바 담블리 셈바질로 테네 계셔 말해.
So that's how it is, the development of qualities in your mind, within your mind. So it's not external movement; it's the internal movement. And so, like when you say, "Oh, I'm going to go to Bodhisattva ground or Buddha ground," it's not like you're going somewhere else. And when you reach that place, then you'll be at the Bodhisattva ground or Buddha ground. It's not like that.
Okay, but kunduke samsung songodo. 직전에 센들라야 상తం 총람 토야기 레반도 송도 kundu koran.
And so just like His Holiness says, so even like His Holiness hopes to achieve the path of accumulation in this lifetime.
된주 송도 잠도 송도.
Yeah, sometimes he says that.
제자가 네 당간주 지나다는 다 산지 관간 바바시레데 간지 산지 마미수 저방도 캔랭 거다 다 야 대제가 다 가르고 삼바다 마요 두 송도와.
Yes, of course, we believe that he is the emanation of Avalokiteshvara, the Buddha of compassion. But he says like that, maybe to accord, with the thoughts, of the disciples.
어제 다 돈데 단데 사람들 지나도 데리고다 다 소람 조람 통하다 간데다이나 지 삼데나 다 빼차잖아 사자 된로 와라 람과 가인도 그래 가와 스탑 제거래 아니 되네 람과 가네 가래 고 되게 소단로 그래다.
So just like I said, the path to go somewhere else, you have to go through certain places, and then you have to remove the obstacles if there are any. Just like that. So on the path and ground we're talking about or studying about also is similar to that. So that's like the path, embarking upon which you can reach to a certain level of realization.
Okay, 대다 나도 빼 차샤와이나 나도 개개 첨보게야 로종 요와라 가르고리. 디간에 받아 간지 셈고 연대 로종만 보고 그러 봐. 내 로종대 근데 미시보 모바칸가 파세 12 셔랍고 누가가 10와 제거로 어떻게 소다로 그러 봐.
So what kind of education you need, to become, a college teacher or university teacher, right? And so you have to gain all these knowledges, to be able to become a teacher or to teach, right? And also you have to overcome all these obstacles of not knowing, right? Remove the obstacles of not knowing, and then gain the knowledge of knowing what is to be taught in the classes.
제가 지나도 다 마체 빠제 다 콜리지 빠제 콜리지 탈수도 자제하지.
So most of you here are all graduates, right? Have graduated from colleges,
나는 하이스쿨로 많이요.
or maybe from high school.
I think you guys all finish college. 제가 college 알로도 영어를 팅해라 college 토약 제다 고 가제디 가로 단다 주주와 주주 담보니 봤으면 다 차가 고로 가지 네트리 쉬워 선말 테미시 몸바 파 새로 거 봐.
So in order to go to college, you have to pass the exams, from the lower classes, right? From the grade 1, 2, 3, 5, all the way up to maybe 10th grade, and then the high school. All these things, you have to pass those grades, right? So in order to reach there, you have to clear the ignorance of not knowing the subjects of that particular grade. You have to remove that obstacle of not knowing the subjects of the particular grade, and then you have to gain the knowledge of that particular grade, subject to graduate or to pass the exam. Are any of you good accountant? Accountant. Any of you are an accountant?
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
Right? What's the market?
Yeah.
What's here? What's the
Your nose. So what's your specialty?
I know marketing.
Marketing.
제가 마켓 영화라 간다 담보 마켓에 마켓 제시비가 가르고 다 가르고 다 같이 다 모바스 가나 같이 다 도파 매워서 그러 같이 제 제시비 시바데 가지 가리 로조체나 미시 모바가 갖고 카파파 샤로 그러.
So yeah, like that. So marketing, is quality, right? So in order to have that quality, you have to know, about the marketing. So more you know about the marketing, and then more you will clear the ignorance of not knowing about the marketing.
What 하나지 다 들으라고 잡아나 코 담보도 티시마다 콜로종 전에 티미시 모바드 파 코세로 그러. 시비시바체 티시비 시랍지와도 미시 모바 매도 그러.
And like that also when you do the accounting, so you have to know about the accounting, right? So you have to study, you have to gain the knowledge about that. So how much more knowledge you gain about accounting, that much more ignorance of not knowing about accounting will be cleared. So it's the same, with the Dharma knowledge.
생부연된 대도가 가도 처럼라 그랬어. 제가 생부연된 내 제가가 가도 처럼라 그랬어. 어쩌란 내 제가가 안에 가도 처럼라 그랬어. 그 미다시면 로다가 로로 집바시잖아요.
And so just like you have different levels of degrees, so when you have graduated from this, then you become, you become a bachelor, or you have masters and you have PhD, like that. So like that, so that you more knowledge you gain, then the higher you go, like that. Also, when you go in certain kind of realization, then you are in a path of accumulation, and then from there again, when you gain even more knowledges or more realization, then you go in up to the path of preparation and path of seeing, like that. So you understand that part, right? Easily.
제가 빼잖는데 야보도 시에 좀도 단데 처럼처럼 가는데 자네 가르치겠는데 something 어려웠어.
So this is, I think, a good example, to make it clear. Otherwise, you might be wondering, what is the point of studying all these things?
간지 티바야 보여요 와라 아니 다 티바야 보여요 와라 아니 다 걸어. 때 시비 시럽지고 시비 시럽지는 미시 못 박아가 세고로.
So like if you want to become a good accountant, you have to have the knowledge, of the accounting, right? And then, so at the same time also you have to clear, all the ignorance, of not knowing about the accountings.
Oh, to then roda to show that too. China Tangado, Koadang and Song Donga Tenso Samo Tani, Tatela Tandongoni, Chita Samanaba, and Yasar some Mambachi. Yes, I'm a simply chida on my budget. Chitandigs and the Tandogolo Shuchubayabo, Jayana, Tiga and the Chening and those some no more show on the car, Chucho.
And so just like that, then think about all the sufferings, of the samsara, and then have strong wish, wanted to be free from those sufferings. And so as you develop more and more wish to be free from that, then there will be less and less attachment to that.
Yeah, what to say? 제가 배나 간도 배나 세가 지동한다. 실제 세가 주나 세가도 코 따다 자 마시기 잡나 코 대자 빼깡해요. 코 잡식이요. 잡식이 전에 코딱 코치 루데 치고 코 잡식으로 와. 계속으로 와.
So when you, like for example, when you're putting a nail on something, when you put a nail on something, you have to know how to hit to the right point on the nail, and then it will go in easily. Otherwise, if you don't know that, it becomes very difficult. Sometimes you hit you here, hit there, and sometimes you crooked the nail, and it becomes very difficult. But if you know how to hit, if you're accustomed with that, then you hit in the right place and it goes through easily.
제가 청소 세가 동식이 왜? 누구시네? 세가 잡식이 왜?
Do you know how to nail well?
야보 좀 마치는 네가 그 친구 따다데 뭐 때서 설 보내고 그거로 그래. 제가 그
So if it doesn't hit in the center, or if you hit a little bit on the side, then it crookes.
제가 그 소소 가리나 그 아니 10이 셔럽 되면은 미시 못 받고 그때 강 쪽으로 와.
Because you don't have the wisdom of knowing how to nail properly, then you are overcome by the ignorance of not knowing how to nail properly. And then that bends into the nail and everything.
어제 제가 다 되니서다 지바래 되는 다 조진에 아니 나도 저놈 더도 코 소소가 아니 샘거 지 표정서가 남는데 대야로 코 미카 다셔로 왔으니.
Yeah, so similarly, that knowledge about the path, like by path of accumulation, preparation, seeing, and so forth, is the same. More you gain knowledge, then you gain certain patterns. So that's the name given to that knowledge or quality or realization.
아니 된제게 변나 삼부탄사 전화를 제와나 아니 전화기 딸 샘거 연대로 지나 전화라 삼촌들이 연거리 전화 되는데 제가 내가 안 되는데 제독을 해서 전화 니반들이 열세 되는 것도 클럽되더라고.
So it's describing about that realization. So if you have this kind of, if you reach that path, then you will have this of way of thinking, or you will have this power. You will be able to eliminate these obstacles and so forth. Yeah, that's the example. So maybe with the example you might understand it a little bit easier.
Okay, 다 가상도 가볼래 돼요.
So where were you last time?
Where we stop?
We were on page 38. We stopped right before the path of preparation, the definition of the path of preparation.
조랑기스니.
알레 조랑기스니. 오야. 아니, 당가도 초람대 가서 살아 왔어.
So we went through the path of accumulation already, right?
다 초람라 아니 년대지 초람, 라자의 초람, 아니 대지 초람 좀 다들 건데 온도서. 야, 되브라.
So I had a question. Is there any difference between the type of renunciation that a solitary realizer has compared to the type of renunciation of a hearer?
그래서 년대다?
년도기 예중다 내가 아재 예중 개발게 알아봤어.
다 대도 무슨 제와 말이야. 그러나 이제 가지 소소 아니 지금 고외 동안에 단독으로 응주 제가 열었어. 얘네들 저한테는 지금 그놈 딱 바지 라자들 제와 이래. 근데 enjoy야 기억가야 아니 스바타미 내가서 아니 가랑기 되게 잠발라 맞대네 아니 또 빠야 돼 이동도 빠지 또 저기 제 인사ಬೇಕು 그런 그냥 enjoy도 맞게 거네 그때 연구 줘 봐.
So I'm not quite sure, but maybe there is a difference in a sense that when the practitioner who is entering into the solitary realizer's path generates renunciation. Generous renunciation with the motivation, to achieve liberation at the end, solitarily or on his own without depending on the teacher, and also because there is the difference in the object of meditation. like the non-duality, right? So maybe at the beginning, when there's when you generate the renunciation, in terms of the motivation, there might be difference like that.
아니 다 년투라 가라 와서 년투다 소소 쭉 쳐야 아니 타왔던 이걸로 찍으러 와서.
So for the healers, they mainly generate the renunciation or wish to achieve liberation, for one's own sake.
제가 안에 대토발라 안에 빠져서 다 년을 빵고 누워서면 그런 것들 이렇게 다 수작을.
And then in order to abandon, or in order to achieve that, then I have to abandon the deluded obstructions. So
okay.
he might have this kind of thought in the back of his mind.
어떤데 지나다 안에 인테그 변나 통합션으로 받아 소소주부 제다 다 타와 토고 누워서면 고발 토고 누워서면 로데 안에 뉴스 가디나 제와나 안에 인도 통합션으로 그래.
So whenever one have that thought, wishing to achieve liberation, mainly for oneself alone, then one enters into the hero's path.
다 안에 나랑 맨날 다큐멘터리 보고 대야한테 상제도 전제도 막가 매변네 되네를 깨고 누워서면 그런 것들 이렇게네 고발 통대로 잖아 안에 다 ranjallam shuru.
And then so I need to achieve liberation. But at the end, I want to achieve liberation, in a place where there is no Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Then you enter into the sorted glasses path.
다 시당 같아 자자자고 잡아야 맞다. 시당 같은 애는 바지 삼단도 있어.
So there's no 100% difference like that, but in general, generalizing is like that.
쟤네 다 되지. 다 나랑 고와 다나 배경문도. 아니 semje mambo 아니 고와를 잡지. 다 semje 참만 고와 semje 참마치까지 고와를 태게 쳤다. 아니 상제 고마토고도 삼에 된데게 삼서 휴천보 가디 있잖아. 아니 대화침을 통하셔도 그러.
And then, of course, the Mahayana renunciation, is when you enter into the path, of the Mahayana is when you have renunciation and join with the bodhicitta, and thinking that I'm achieving liberation for myself alone is not sufficient, and I have to liberate all sentient beings, from samsara. So, in order to do so, I have to achieve enlightenment. For that reason, I'm going to enter into the path or generate the renunciation like that. So, when you have that thought, then you generate the Mahayana renunciation.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So that's the way how way it is, But if you debate, of course, you can debate a lot on that. Jolam godirda. Jolam chisini.
알레 오케이 대신 통화이다. 다들 잡아놨다. 남미지 삼라 아니 남미지 삼라.
태모도 저런 거 생겼어 따라. 태모도 저런 거 생겼습니다.
대신 통화되는 나와서 잡아놨다요. 원래 대응거다 다 나타나다. 아니 대응거 저 존엄이더니 대라는 인티지 존엄소 섬유때 인티지 존엄 아니 라자의 존엄 대지지 존엄 섬유래서 봐.
And so then it says the definition of the path of preparation is a clear realization of the meaning. And so when this is divided, there are three: hero's path of preparation and so forth. Hero's path of preparation.
네. 아니. 군조. 군조. Say hi.
So there's a hero's path of preparation, sorted as path of preparation, and Mahayana path of preparation.
다 년도 유통도 년도 전원도 대라야나 전원 제 제모 조바 친조도 시어레스.
And then so that's the path of preparation and the different path of preparation. So the path of preparation itself, into each path of preparation, like the hero's path of preparation, sorted as a path of preparation, and Mahayana path of preparation. Then sorted as like hero's Mahayana path of preparation. Sorry, hero's path of preparation is divided into four, either the heat and so forth, right?
어제도 다 간제베나 그래서 마체베나 년티 초람다 라자 초람도 저가 빠지 안에 돈에도 이돈도 담에도 그것도 또 요래 시다 또 요래 and the Jonam Ganakaza Kaji Telaya, Nemali shoot Chedo, Kajo, and the Gomjulos, Kaji, Nebaro, Nye, what take a lot of Jonapano.
So, so during the part of accumulation, also they realize like selflessness and non-duality or emptiness. But during the part of preparation, they have better understanding. So like the understanding of emptiness that comes through meditation.
그래서 다야 포트도 나도 오래 연구를 다 눈도 파는 가로 라미야 파단도 오래 가려 연구를 했어.
So how one transition from one partner to the higher path comes later. It will be explained later more.
단데 가다 되게 다 전화 제 모습에서 가다 되게 샘이 냠내다 샘고 또박을 니빠.
And so there's this 4 level of path of preparation. So the heat, the peak, forbearance, and supramundane dharma. So those all those 4 different levels are all the qualities within the different level of qualities within the mind stream of the practitioner.
오케이 대조도 하고 배나 나도 배나 늘어 쪼와 주주주니 나고 다 파 답되오지나 가다 되게 로존할 때는 연구라 로존할 때는 로존하다 난 시비가 연대이라고.
And so like when you say like a high school, the high school is divided into 4, like so there's 9, 10, 11, 12th grade like that, right? So when you go to the 9th, when you're in 9th grade, and then from there when you go to the 10th grade, you gain more knowledge, right? You have more knowledge, and then you get, so it's all different level of knowledge, when you go to the higher grades, right?
다 되는 조널라들이 다 년대 조널라 아니 조널 뭐 취조 시어다 다야 그냥 담보 제와데 이 되네야 때야지는 돼 아니 되나 데모 아니 다 주조라야 아니 돈을 로또 집어갈 주조 차로 그랬어.
And so there are 4 different levels, right? The first one is called the heat, and then there's then second level is called the peak, and then the third level is called forbearance, and then the 4th level is called the supramundane dharma, which is right before you go, up to the path of seeing.
아니 된대가 동보선라야 덤을 레레랑 추리쳐서 레레요 그랬어.
And so each of them also are divided into 3, like small, middling, and great.
아니 취조라요 말했어. 지금이요 말했어.
The first 3, and then the supramundane dharma, only has 1.
Okay. 다때야 가도 가다디 고고 가지 빼는 나도 늘어져는 늘어까와 카와 지요라 진들어지는 같은데 대소단도 그러고 그 카지 그러면 가다 소주가 아니 또박은 냠내 또박은 도세라고 싫어. 들으라고 있어.
So yeah, again, that's like a different level, of knowledge. Even in one grade, you can say a grade A, and grade 1, and a 1A, or 1B, 1C, like that. And then depending on the level of knowledge you have, you can be in a different category of the grade.
그렇지. 아니 다 주조를 아니 딘데키치 마다 지모지고 말했어. 대인비진 저글로 들어다.
The supramundane dharma, is only one. It has only one. That's only because that's only in one session. So when you go into that, when you achieve that, you go into a meditation session from where you transfer up, to the path of seeing.
어디지? 다 될라 예와 가다나 아니 녀서 제파 제제 섬이래서 다 가상도 손놈도 샤도 집아 지자래.
And then also same, with the when it's divided, this is like the direct perception, inferential cognition, and subsequent cognition. So it's the same as in the hearer's path. I mean the path of accumulation.
Okay. 아니 대저 공단다스 다 공간도 손놈 샤다이 바카자.
Then it says. So it says extend the reasonings to solitary realizers. Distinctive features are as above. So just like it is, it is explained for the hearers. You can also follow same for the solitary realizers.
Okay. Yes. Jennifer.
So it says again that if divided in another way, there's the direct perception, the inferential cognition, and the subsequent cognizer. With respect to the inferential cognizer, if that has to be newly a new cognizer, if you have an inferential realization of, say, selflessness on the path of accumulation, how can you have an inferential cognition on the path of preparation if it has to be a new realization?
그래서
제바이나 사도인 거라서.
어?
다 제바이나 사도인 거는 되네 다 다른 처럼 가서 그 제바 지어라. 대 사도인 거 찾아. 나 저런 거서 제바디 대 사도인 거랬어.
good question. Anyone have any answer? Deborah? Do you have answer? Margaret? Mark? Michael?
Can you ask the question again, or more slowly?
Well, the definition of an inferential cognizer is that it has to be a new incontrovertible knower. So if you've already had that on the path of accumulation, how can it be new on the path of preparation?
Yeah, if you really know Geshe-la, how you say, okay, I know Geshe-la new. You already know 1 year, 10 years ago, you say, oh, I know new, I just know him. No.
Because it's less conceptual than on the path of accumulation. It's more direct.
No.
But we don't know everything about Geshe-la.
Right.
There's always something new.
Yeah, this is a good.
You know something like you know a different level of the topic. You know
Yeah.
different level about Geshe.
Yeah.
No, I think that Michael's a very nice one. 제가 안에 변화 다음에 치도 다음에 강가 또고 말아 변화 변배도 다음에 까베던 거 다음에 랑가 또고 다음에 연이 다음에 담으라고 보여라 봤을 때 또 저거 그랬어.
So when you realize selflessness, you can realize selflessness of many things, right? You can realize selflessness of vase, or you can realize selflessness of pillar. You can realize selflessness of yourself. You can realize the selflessness of others.
제가 변화 전환계 변화 가서 빼 가르쳐 줘. 변화 저도 배워까지 오시 그래. 저도 오시 배워들 여러 와.
You know some Tibetans, right?
Right. 이나 저도 배워 간것씩 말아 왔어.
But not all of them, right?
제가 대지 버려 변화. 다음에 저 배워지 또 제바 지어왔지. 다 주마 대 또be 제바도 고 제바머래 고 제시 장도 그래. 이나 야 배워다시 야 다시 셴바동이 로용시. 되는 거 좋다. 빼 되는 거래.
So just like that, you know one Tibetan, and then like say the Tibetan called Tashi, and then next time when you see him, there's no more, or when you realize, when you recognize him next time, it's no more new cognition, new knower, and but then you know another Tibetan, you have influential cognition, of one Tibetan. Which was new, but at that time. But if you recognize that again, then no more new. But then there's another Tibetan you're knowing now for the first time. Then that will be a new cognition.
다 된데 간에 용서는 변화. 된도 양 일레가 변화. 당보잖아 배워지 또 사원다 다 미고 수업다. 야만에 미 남자도 고 배워다. 나 슈마 된 라고다. 다고 배워 인사레스. 가르드나 공연마다 라고도 섬이 전세 셴바께 먹고 고 또로 그래. 그래.
And so, you see one Tibetan and you recognize that person as a Tibetan, and then you look at his appearance, his color, his accent or anything, right? So, and then next time when you see somebody else similar with a similar color, similar accent or similar complexion, then you think, oh, he must be a Tibetan, So some people just know by looking at the certain kind of people, it's, oh, you are Chinese, or you are African American, like that, So you know that, right? So you come to know that person is a Tibetan by the reason that you have seen similar kind of person, who was a Tibetan before.
제가 빼지는 거라 지금 가로 지직 돈이 봐 되는 거지 돈이 있어야지 빼자 가로 정도 근데 저래 간제 이 지금 동반이 또 와이나 이 셴바소 아니 진세 셴바 삼도 다 먹어 왔지 아니 빼대지는 아니 레라고 돈으로 그랬어.
And so just like when you realize the emptiness of one object, you easily realize the emptiness of other objects, without much difficulties, just by applying the same reasons.
그러나 내려오는 담보초 다 데메드워지 내 동원이 말해도 곧 야포도서 조하 가고서시 내가 내 기원서 내 데메드 추셔 들고 말해 주 전제 시험하게 말해서 som부터 고노.
And so when you have a pencil, that you have realized the selflessness of the pencil, and then you don't have to have a strong reason to realize the selflessness of a rubber. You come to realize it by applying the same reason, and as you have realized the selflessness of pencil.
Okay, 다 되지 다 가지고 이 answer 또 가르나 영에마 손하고도 또 사봐도 또 제버리다 이 셴바 야 다음에 셴바 또 쇼고 그랬어 다 되리다.
And so the answer to your question is that when you realize the selflessness in the path of accumulation of one object, then that can be, of course, if you're recognizing the same object in the path of preparation, then it will no longer be subsequent. I mean, it will no longer be inferential cognition. But if you realize the selflessness of the other object, then it can be through our reasoning. Then it can be inferential cognition.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense for hearer though, because hearer only realizes selfless a person, not a phenomena. So they're continually focusing on their own self.
그래서
근데 년도라디 대수고 말았어. 가서는 년도라도 먼저 다음에 가서 다음에도 저기 다음에 또 요 말았어.
얘들 가다 다음에 또 하대 아니 가다 다음에 아니 다음에 또 하래. 내가 다음에 추던 다음에 민담 또 쇼로 왔어.
Yeah, so heroes can also have many kind of selflessness of person. The selflessness of Deborah, selflessness of Jennifer, like that.
Okay.
that 참여했다. 대도 참여래.
Yeah, for countless like that.
Yeah. 보다 되네도 지나서 삶보다 되네도 왔다더라 와.
Yeah, you can think in that way.
Okay.
일단 마크실랍서 당 저도 기실라고도 기실라가 가가고 뭐든 오늘 봐. 저도 지나 뭐 알에 기실라 틀리 이거라서야. 싸워들 하고 쇼로 왔어.
So just like Michael said, you know about Geshe, but you don't know everything about Geshe. And then you think you know Geshe, because of some reason, and then you come to realize, oh, I didn't know that he was like that also. Then you come to knew about him.
지진에 청한테 개모를 하셔도 되지. 지금 계시나 코로사가 말사. 이마징에 코로 있잖아. 계시나 코로사도 싸워 있고 그랬어.
Because I'm laughing a lot, therefore you might say, oh, Geshe is always laughing. He never gets angry. But then someday, you see that I'm getting angry, and they say, oh, he's angry. He gets angry too.
So
then that's a new cognition, right?
That wouldn't be inferential, though. That'd be a direct realization.
This is 말했어. 무슨 말했어?
말이야, 뭐냐, 다들 대 용초를 다 되네로 가지 다 되네로 용초다. 다 가지 되네로 다 되네 용초다. 간들. That's good. 아니. 다 가지고 다 잡을 카운트를 하죠, 봐. 다 아니 대신이 된것도 대신 전하고 다 대라자를 린다고 라자를 집어를 봤어.
So follow same, for the soldiers.
아니 다 대신지 된 것도 대신 전하거든요. 대라 tresojo, 대라 춘리 첨보 숨서대 이와 준이 오스 대지위 제방에 되지만 단 대정가다 집어치죠래도 왔어.
준이래.
근데 준이 단 내라 아니 추조라 아니 춘리 춘조라야 안 첨보를 했어.
And so it says that now the definition of the Mahayana path of preparation is a clear realization of the Mahayana meaning. And if that is divided, there are four, such as the heat. And each of these is also divided into three, small, middling, and great, making 12. So now the Mahayana path of preparation has 12, which is also 3 divided into 3, for the supramundane dharma.
어때 코카진 거래 되는 거 지지 대전도 다 빼셔나 빠지 됐어요 남지 요즘 말에 아니 다 네가 되는 것도 사야 돼 간지 다 아니 다또 년토가 되는 것도 라자 되는 것도 사야 돼 간지 네가 아니 년토이나 아니 강사가 다음에 아니 라자이나 아니 니동 대체이나 다 아니 동바지를 잡고 그래서.
So the definition of the Mahayana path of preparation, or the Mahayana, the hero's path of preparation, or Sojila's path of preparation, is called the clear meaning, right? So the clear realization of the meaning, clear realization of the meaning. So meaning here is referring to the selflessness if it's a hero's, in non-duality if it's a Sojilazer, and emptiness if it's Mahayana.
이제 다한테 아니 초롬대 배는 거 랍라를 원나 배는 킨더가든 소로 오지로. 아니 저놈들 다 되는 야고 디강도거다. 킨더가든 칸랍다 가래.
First grade?
Fourth grade. 자 fourth grade 소로 오래. Fourth grade 칸 가래 나니. Second grade. 아니 third grade.
Elementary.
바지 elementary 로.
Middle school, like that.
바지인데 elementary 로면 다 high school 마도 해도. 저놈 사야 돼.
So like the path of preparation, path of accumulation is like the kindergarten, and then the path of preparation, is like the elementary, and then you have the middle school, right? And then you have the high school before going to college.
아제 바지 대해서 말 바지 다제 저놈들 바지 middle school 소로 오자. 대고 강이 바데 아니 저놈 소로 오잖아. 선부터는 어디나 야면. 아니 high school에는 저놈 쇼다다. 아니 다 콜레지로는 아니 지대 골럼 아니 PhD 가는 사제로다.
Yeah, anyway, you can just grade it that way.
그때 다 이거로 삼다지 된고 빼시는 게 뭐다 빼드네라고 하셨는데
That's an example. I don't know if it applies or not, if it makes sense or not, but like that.
So Geshe,
yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Because if there is such a thing as reincarnation, well, I believe in reincarnation also. So if there was an imprint from a past life, or maybe one of us in the class had an imprint of the teaching, but we were born in the United States and then we forgot everything.
Yeah.
So then we find you, and then is it like some of those imprints stay with us, but we have to still start all over again? Do you know?
바샤도 열어. 바샤 세가지도 로좀 치고 바샤
세거다. 바샤 여바점이 거다 시행고 말아.
야 대다래.
Yeah. So you have to activate the imprint. You have to activate. Yeah, definitely there is an imprint. You must have an imprint, but that imprint, just because you have an imprint doesn't mean that you will know it right away.
Yeah.
So that imprint has to be activated by studying.
그냥 나도 감나라야 배나 내 감보 룩샤와이나 코네 제가 말아왔어. 코네 제라 아니 이 사월 말 강같이 그 내가 제고 그러와.
So just like a dry grain, of a barley, has a potential to grow into a barley, but if you just keep it in the box, it will never grow into crops, right? So you have to activate it, by planting it. You have to sow, the seed in the ground, apply all the water, fertilizer, and so forth, and then it will grow into crops.
어제 다들라다 아니 대체비 이제 가로 대제비 춘주 첨보 섬섬데 예와 준이요 대제비 항에서 제포 치셨음요 세정하도 지바인스 주변에 다한도와 준이요서 왜
Yeah. So the 12, right? Making 12, if that is divided in another way, there are 3, such as the direct perception, inferential cognition, and subsequent cognition. Illustrations are as before.
야 다들 제도 정확하면 더 대주도 하고도 와
That's clear, right? You don't have any questions about that, right?
다 이제 정확하게 받나 다 준조라 아니 다 대체인 게 준조들라야 딘데기지만 많이 봐 아니 대매게 딘도 거지만 예매게 전세 주도 시야요.
So the question now comes in about the fourth level, which is the supramundane dharma, level of pada preparation. In the Mahayana, there are three, but in the Hinayana, or hearers and soul-realizers, there is no three. Why, you know?
And 저도 때다 호모 지니까 다 데링아도 세워 지니까 저도 가리가.
So do you want to do that as a homework, or you want to clarify it today?
Geshe, could you please say the question when you're saying that in the Hinayana, there's only on the path of preparation, there's only the three. They don't have the
No. The supramundane level of the path of preparation. You know, the supramundane level of the path of preparation of the hearers and soul realizers is only one, divided into only one.
Yes.
Right. So because he says it's the last moment, you know, of the at the end of the path of preparation. So it's a very short moment. You know, you can't divide into so many. Mm-hmm. But whereas in Mahayana, it is divided into three. You know the reason why?
You got it? You
see the difference?
Yes.
Why is it not divided into three in the hearers and soul realizers, and why is it divided into three in the Mahayana?
I didn't know it was divided into three in the Mahayana.
It says 12, right? It says 12.
Yeah, but that's
each of them have a small, middling, and great.
Yeah, it does say that, yeah.
Yeah, so making it 12, that means like, you know, each of them have a 3. So 3 times
that was
4.
a mistake.
Huh?
Yeah, I thought that was a mistake.
No,
but it's the same in Tibetan text also.
Yeah, there's no mistake, yeah. 이게 가나 줄이지 못하면 진짜라 매대 대대대 기치만 이비 셔서도 배자 코로나. 인투라 대가든 저걸 너무 못하는들.
So it says
저걸 너무 못하는들. 그거?
이렇게 좀 되나로? 다들 되나로 왜?
다들 배는 인투라 저소 제 동보 섬라 춘리 치모 섬이 진짜라 매대 대대대 기치만 이비 셔서.
So look, it says here, right? When divided, there are 4, heat, and so forth. The first three have small, middling, and great. Whereas the supreme mundane quality does not because it is the final moment at that time. So it doesn't have that. So why does the supreme mundane quality of the Mahayana part of preparation has it?
다 대체라 아니 춘리 치모인데 중이라다. 중이 되다 가래 좀 제레 숨숨매나 중이 작은 말와.
Yeah, so in here in the Mahayana it says that there are 12, right? So small, middling, and great, of which making it 12. So if there is 12, then it has to be 4, all 4 of them, right? Divided into 3 for all of them. So if it's not divided into 3, for the supramundane quality, then it will be not 12.
I know why.
Now you got it? Everyone got it there?
So
you got the question. Did you get the question now?
Yes.
Okay, you have the answer now.
I could guess at it.
Yeah, just guess.
Okay.
Just I just talk, then maybe you guys also just bored. We just a little bit discussion. Everyone get chance to think.
Well,
okay, everyone have just one guess, okay, not 2 guess. You make sure you get okay.
Is it because for the Mahayana, because it's one meditative session with the supreme mundane dharma, and then the uninterrupted path of seeing, and then the path of liberation, that's all one meditative session, and that's the first ground. So do they count, maybe they count the supreme mundane dharma.
Now you fell.
I guess.
뭐 가다 냐자한테 집 데려와. 돈도 집 들어가서. 알레 텐데 니트라 집 벌어와. 대전에 집 벌어와.
Yeah, that will be same for the healers and soul realizers also.
Except they don't have the first ground, right? I mean,
가로.
냥도다 랑자라 되는 사담 뭐야 말았어.
사람마다 가진 돈을 받치면 담보로 대치 버려. 돈을
No, but
받치면
they don't have the ground, but they have the path of seeing. So the path of the uninterpreted path of seeing and the path of release of the path of seeing. So they have that.
전화
Which is also
치료
achieved at the same session.
Yeah, same section. Okay, you fail. Okay. Yeah,
Can I
Margaret.
take a wild guess?
Yeah, just guess everyone.
I just guess because Mahayana path, the difference is is bodhicitta, and there's 3 types of bodhicitta.
No. Hey, Mark, get ready, okay?
Okay, I failed too.
Yeah, you failed too.
I also fail. Yeah.
No, it's good to fail. No, it's okay. Because,
Doing it great.
okay, then who? Michael, you want to guess? No, just guess. Anyone? Deborah, yeah.
I have another guess.
Yeah, okay. First you have to finish Deborah.
I don't have any idea. I really don't. I don't know.
And the patient is yeah, okay, Jennifer.
Is it because the supreme mundane dharma level of the path of preparation on the Mahayana is longer than it is for the hearer and the solitary realizer? Like it's only one moment for the hearer and solitary realizer, but is it longer for the Mahayana?
뷰링을 열어서.
근데
조람 초조디 가서 나 대칭의 조람 초조디 뷰링을 열어 가랬어.
쟤한테 제리마다 다티 제리비한테 가래. 다 저한테로.
Yes, it is longer. So why is it longer?
This is the question. That you know, the hero, Karo. Yes, Mark.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing. At first, I thought it had to do with bodhicitta, but is it the object of emptiness?
No.
I guess
Yeah.
because Mahayanas always want other people to go first, so they let the Theravada, the other school, to go first, to be enlightened first.
That's a good guess.
Good guess.
But it does have to do with the duration because it's too short. If on the hearer and the solitary realizer, if it's just like one instant, you can't divide it. It's indivisible. Whereas if for the Mahayana, does it also have the direct perceiver, the inferential cognizer, and the subsequent cognizer?
가서
다 혼자 단다디 조람라 다 가라 숨숨이어서 말했다. 다행히도 다 무슨 제바다 제시 숨숨이어라. 이나지 되는 조람 초조 첨벌랑 무슨 제바다 제시 숨이어라.
대우 샤고대. 제가 단다 콜 샤이면다. 단다 콜 샤이면도 인티가 조람 치조라 샤이면도.
So you can't divide that in that way as direct perception and inferential cognition and the subsequent cognizer, right? For the hearers and social realizers.
You can't. It's too short.
You can't.
Too short. Yeah. Okay. Asa?
Yeah, so is it because you do experience it simultaneously, all levels, that allows you to move to the second path of seeing? So you experience all levels simultaneously, and then you move to the second path of seeing. Is that why?
네, 다그 담아 두지도 또 걸었어. 대전에 대전에 가서 털어내려고 걸었어.
아니 말해. Okay. This answer is very tricky. Okay. the patient 세워요 말해. 진세대로 세워요 말해. 나 땅 남주 개개수 페리티브 갈마 누송 거래스. 아니 테메가 딱 니도 라자 가린 바나. 다 소소대 가세 쪽나 진 좋아야 답시지 아마도 그 이름 뭐 대학 답시지 제가 말했어. 고구마 가지 때 답시나 고 고구마 말해서 감정 좋지 않지. 제가 안에 대화 전부가 된다 저도 샹접 선택이라도 나올라 가지 샹접 선택다 고조 이제라 배하게 제대 소소 깔리게네 가세 더거 넣고 대학에 답시지 그래. 내가 이름 뭐 들려서 대신 좀 그랬다. 계속 페리감네.
So it is not clear in the text, but it is explained orally, by the teachers during the class. And they say that like the healers and soldiers, they are always, they're rushing for themselves to be free from samsara. So they don't want to stay a long, time, and then they make it very short. Whereas the Mahayana, they don't care about themselves, they want to help other beings, so they can wait as long as it takes to benefit sentient beings. So that's the difference like that.
제가 두신 계속 두신 대시 자그리 가네 년도도 그 소소 탑시 해놓고 간바나 가딘도는 좋더라 탑시 그래서.
So that's how the teachers explain that heroes and soldiers, they will, if there's a means to move fast, they will move fast very quickly.
보다 두신에 아니 대시 두신 다 계속 두신 대시만 좀 그래. 대시한테 빼자는 세우치는 요만데.
Yeah, so that's how the teachers explain. Otherwise, it's not very clear in the text itself.
Yes, Deborah.
I would say it would be just the opposite, that a Mahayanas would want to complete the path as quickly as possible because there's so much suffering in the world.
말이 그 샤집스인데 샤집스 째서버도 그 현대 지만처럼 용거 여러 봤어.
No, so for the bodhisattvas, from the moment they generate bodhicitta, they can benefit sentient beings continuously.
제단에 되기 전에까지 현지 대체하지다 깔려 전에 가서 되기 전에 건축고 대 토부거까지 되게 오래.
So in order to benefit others, so however long they need to stay, they will stay.
그래서 배차지나 몇번나 미카시 내가 내가 같은 사람으로도 수수 집부지 내대기지고 뒤손으로 버려. 그
It's like when your time for the job is done, you just want to get out of the office. But some people, they say, oh, it doesn't matter, I need to get this done, so even if I have to stay late, I will stay late and finish the job, like that.
간지 샘슈 체중 채화를 해서 샘슈도 수수 샘슈마다 간지 잼팩의 샘슈 체중 채화를 두신 대신 정을 그 대우라고 요다데.
So how strong of mind do you have, for how strong of mind you have wishing to help others? So it depends on that.
아니 그 샘슈 체면은 소소 타나 소소 곧마 잠되데 왔어 잠되디.
So if you don't have a strong mind, to help others, then when your time is done, you will just shut the door and then stop working. So that's how teachers will explain, that they take long time, to benefit other sentient beings. So that must be it.
Okay. So Deborah, does it make sense? Or you mood?
Because then what's the point of even reaching Buddhahood then? You don't need to do that. You just hang around on the lower grounds. If it doesn't matter.
Mama tanda ya 가드는 그 샘슈카를 되게 최대한 배도 마체도 그러 봤어. 그 뭐게 내가 이거 그 내가 이제 로이 말까. 그 강탑도 제게 로이로 패텐도.
So he's not like skipping. If it takes a long time for him to be there to benefit others, then he will be there. But in order to benefit others more, he has to move up, And so he will move up, but he will not rush, to move up, if he can benefit beings there while he's there. Yeah, so there's nothing clear in the text. And so you're just using your logic, to prove it that way.
제가 매지나 코 레벨 때 콜레가 야보 제토고 나타나 콜 레벨 한 파야게 그 가로 잠시 제거를 보세요.
So yeah, so like somebody who can do the job well on that level, he will still strive to go higher level.
제가 이게 하이 레벨 요로 와. 그때 이거는 로샤가 말하고 대제다나 그 대다다지 안로에 제거를 봐. 대소로.
So he will move up, because there is a better opportunity or more potential in the higher up there, but he will not just rush, and he will just not leave at the lower level and then and move up to the higher level. He will not do that. He will finish properly whatever has to be finished on the lower level and then move up to the higher level.
다땡가라서 다 그가도 삼다다로 다 대리파다까지 소소 가게 돼 야나 다까지 다 진생이 거를 가네 니들라 같이 메워래 태와침을 가리요 버렸어 다 제세 대리다 대신 너
So you have to find your reason to prove that, right? Why is it there? Why does the Mahayana Pada preparation, the supermundane level of the Mahayana Pada preparation has it, and why the healers and solidarizers, supermundane Pada preparation doesn't have it?
대 고뉴 타워에 다 고뉴 타슈도 지금 다 이 된데키지 마세요. 대 빼뇨로 차워요. 다대 판도나 빼 고뉴 타워요. 돼.
And then of course it's very very complicated, and then it's even more complicated when you talk about that last moment.
대다다 나도 다 세랄라마 지sembe 두 켈랭을 말이야. 이차 셴바도 켈랭 말이야.
And so this is how again explained in a different text, like Chokyi Gyaltsen's text will accept that, but other text by other composers will not accept that. So it's like the single moment of the last moment. Yeah, so it's the final moment. So the final moment, the single moment or the final moment, and a single spirit moment of the final moment. When we talk about that, it's very complicated.
Okay, 다들 뇨라사는 로모고치 다 간제 나도 직다 매직에 제와드는 내자이고 그랬어. 소주 샘나 다 가게 야도 사람 다해래.
So that's very complicated, and we don't need to go into that right now. But if somebody were to ask you this question, then you have to find an answer for that, right? So you should find an answer that makes more sense to you, which is more suitable.
제가 남주 개인성하고 베리티브가 도시에 다 십자도 난 그래.
And so so during the teachings, the class, on the philosophy, text, that's how the teachers will explain.
Okay. Yeah, Jennifer, you raise your hand.
Yes, I just had a question. So the supreme mundane Dharma level is a meditative equipoise. So how is the Bodhisattva benefiting others if they're in meditative equipoise?
그래?
냠샤래서. 저람 저도 전부디 냠샤래서. 냠샤였는데 근데 냠샤래 의미가 없을 때는 안 되는 심지어 편도 줄였어.
제가 냠바 저거 대화하는 거 아니 간제 딱 동반이 있듯이 냠바 자다가 동반이 냠바 시작이로. 제가 아니 말이 전화 치주 첨부래야 줄이 첨부 강가지 냠자봐. 전화 치주 첨부 코로나야 줄이 첨부 시작인도 와. 다 대근 담아든 냠자마 강가 냠자지 고 말아왔어.
So yeah, when you divide, the supermundane quality, dharma, into three levels, then not all levels are meditative equipoise. Only the last, the great one is the meditative equipoise.
가제 아니 대 맨날 제답지 다 제답지가 나 야한테 양반 양반서 두주 야야 점점 책으로 왔어. 이 코드지가 파지 로에 말다대.
또 저럼 저저 전부 값보다 다 가서
답변아 주조라 친구 채섬자지 아니 다 제충 단 담아대 중화하고나 안 담아대 아니 다 냠냠자라 하자고 그랬어 아니 담보니도 다고 너무 마셔 열에서 합쳐다 놀랍나.
So yeah, during the small and middling level of the supermundane quality of the Mahayana Pada preparation, you can say they're not on the meditative equipoise. They can be in a meditative equipoise, but there's also time that's not in meditative equipoise.
그래서 대면나변나 저노 제모 저바네 주조는 레와테 냠자는 로그에서 약고 제단 로그 말이야. 강가 냠자는 비자지 로그.
Yeah, because then 그러더니 지나도 말 전에 파기도 야도
차단 냠자변나 처음에 전화를 고 냠자는 파기다.
Yeah, so when you go from the level to the level to the level from the level to the higher level, then it always goes, from meditative equipoise to meditative equipoise, right? And so therefore, you can be in a post-meditative equipoise, on the middling level, and then go into the the meditative equipoise, of middling level, and then from there you jump up to the great level of the supermundane quality of the Mahayana Pada preparation. So that time, the duration can be very, very long time, and it can be for years and years or eons, even if the eons. So during that time, it can be benefiting a lot of sentient beings.
Okay.
Thank you.
It makes sense. Hey, Mr. Mark. Yeah, do you got it? Everyone got it?
I'm here.
Do you got my answer?
80%.
Okay, other people got it? Marco, you got it? Okay. Margaret, you got it? Devra, no sure, right? Okay, 다 가지 다 some 둘이 따더라고. 가지 semjuk chechung 그래, 샤스. 다들 some 따고 그래, 가지.
So yeah, that's the difference, is the having or not having the courageous mind.
가지 가도 단다 군디고 송어도 가도 가가 리파다 가나 그렇게 말했어. 가지 리페고 고 따다 품체도 그거 그래. 제가 다
Just like Tone said, if it contradicts, with the logic, then it doesn't work. So it has to go with the logic.
제가 안에 사지 좀 해다가 안에 리파다 가가 전다 kell나 마오 제에서 무슨 소리로.
So if you accept, the tenet, that contradicts, with the logic, then the proponent, the propounder, of that tenet, is not a valid person.
Okay. 다 이게 그 도도로 오시나 보다 니들도 라자니 다소소 나나 소셔가지고 또 소소 타바토야 되게 슈치마다 텔 가센 욕토도 좋아하면서 아니 젬베치다 대학 삼로요 말이었어. 다 태전에 젬베치다 대학 삼로요 때내려 올라오잖아. somethana.
So the heroes and soldiers, they just are thinking about themselves, mainly themselves, right? And so therefore, they don't want to wait any longer. If they can, escape, the samsara as fast as they can, they will, But the bodhisattvas, will remain if there is a, need, for sentient beings, to benefit them.
제가 전화도 benna 메시지 첨보도 나 benna 내가 가왔나 소소 내가 타나 메시아말로 받쳐 그러고. 샘지 첨보도 소소 내가 타네 그 가르쳐내 셈바다 소소 메소 내가 되대 그러고. 뒤소로.
So the people with the courageous mind, the heroic and courageous mind, even at the workplace, if they are courageous, people, then they will, help others when they are done with their job, right? So if there's no courageous people, then not good-hearted, courageous people, then when you are done with your job, then you will just sit there and relax, and you will not spend your hand, to help others.
근데 요래 저도 내가 지게자 근데 요래.
So is it like that in your job place?
That analogy doesn't apply for bodhisattva because a bodhisattva is not just hanging out, they're working to get to enlightenment faster. So that analogy doesn't apply to work for me.
제 장아 뭐게 고
텔라칭 뭐라.
아.
나 냠나 징은 텔라칭 뭐 지금 전주 삼보단 텔라칭 해와 뭐라.
저 지게 계셔도 말이야. 간지 콜 내가 여다 간지 콜 내가 뭐 보여래 간지. 이거 말해봐 코트 내가 뭐 사고 그래 되네.
So yeah, it's not about rushing, It's not about rushing. There's a lot of job, and before he goes up, he has to finish that job.
그래서 나 코다 로바제 단다 미치 바바냐 미 소소 내가 사나 미 셴벌로 같이 되게 해 봐. 제가 코 맞아서 코 샘주 쳔보이나 코 내가 맞아서 반 로마로 뒤소로 오시로.
So like, a very good-hearted person will not, leave the other person if they need help. He will go even when he's done his job. He will go and help others. So it's like that.
간제 내지 타고 같이서 타네. 얘는 신에 다 롱로. 다 민모모가도 남주 하고 통 뭐요 봐. 이 가지 코 소소 제 타다 코 소소데 타나 고야데 저다는 코딱 롱로 봐.
Will just not leave, when there's other people who are not done with their job, and if he needs, if they need his help, he will help. He will stay back and help. Others, those who are not courageous and good-hearted, they will just, leave when they're done with their job.
제가 가도 다 저도 내가 드네 두에는 가도 다 내가 배워서 다 내가 관심을 줘 내가 도와. 다 미치라 들으러 봤잖아. 산이 먼저 코로 사려 그랬어. 아니 다 드네 재산에는 심한 내가 주가 이거 그랬어. 한 맞이나 코로 사 그랬어. 제가 아니 코 야수 맞이나 야수면 제나 코데 이거는 맞이나 코로 사 그랬어. 곧다와들 이것을 나기도 저도 때는 두면은 가시.
So I heard that Tibetans, they say if you help them, then they think that, that's your job. and then they give you more job. And then today you help them, and tomorrow if you don't help them, they will be angry. And so then it's better that you don't help them at all from the beginning.
You don't touch that.
You like that? So there are some people that have like that kind of view also, right? So some people they think that if you help, then you have to help all the time. Maybe in the low level job, maybe the high level job don't have that.
Like someone maybe clean the trash, clean that take out trash. If you take today, you don't take tomorrow, then they get mad. Like those kinds. Okay, anyway. Like that, okay? Yes, Jennifer, you have something?
I was also wondering, could it, since the Bodhisattva has to accumulate a lot more merit than the hearer or the solitary realizer, correct? They have to accumulate more merit on the path of...
Yeah, of course, they have to achieve enlightenment. Then.
Right, so could that be another reason why that is longer, or they would stay longer to accumulate more merit? Because they need...
Yes, that makes sense too, right? Maybe that would make more sense to Deborah.
Yeah. Does it make more sense?
Because they need to create more merit. They can't just move up to the path of seeing, without creating a lot of merit. So they need more time there.
So that this also sometimes the 가능 아니 배전의 세우면마다 가로 소소 something 가게디 야도 다티 캔도래.
Yeah, so because it's like I said earlier, it is because it's not clear in the text itself. So you have to find your own logical reason, to prove that.
And
if you think that makes more sense, then you can accept that. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask a question, Geshe?
No, you cannot. You didn't give me the answer. You cannot. What is your question? No, I'm joking. What is your question?
We do a lot of talking about the separation of two mind streams. One, an individual mind stream looking for enlightenment, and then the bodhisattva who is others. But that still, isn't that a conventional view? On an ultimate view, there is no person, there is no anyone to help. So what is the bodhisattva? How do we conceptualize this? The bodhisattva is serving the universe, or how should we picture that in our mind? They're helping individuals that ultimately don't exist. What are they actually doing? Is my question clear?
What is that?
된 담보를 요 말아서.
아니.
또 가서 또 로봇이 된 담보 요 말아. 로봇이.
아니.
된 담보 매와 있는 데는 콜라데는 술로 로봇이 그랬어. 된 담보를 요 말했어.
아니. 대다 주로고 지금
로봇 된 담보 명했다. 명예 강서지에 강서 된 담보 말도 강서 술로 로봇이 그랬어.
아니 된 담보 내가 요래라다. 된 담보 내가 요래라다.
So is there an ultimate, help?
Ultimate job?
Are we using metaphors of work?
Yeah, work or the help, the help you help, you say you help other people. So is there ultimate help?
At work on a conventional level, Tommy needs help lifting something or Jane needs help. Yeah, of course. But I'm talking about not that. I'm talking about if I'm trying to conceptualize this whole thing from ultimate reality, Tommy doesn't exist. People at work don't exist. They're merely designated. They're conceptions. So who are you helping? You're helping what? Fragments of the universe that are...
Okay. Okay.
Don't you go to work every day?
We're still in the conventional world, right? Yes.
군소벌 누구야 그랬어? 단답을 누구야 말했어?
제가 군좀 줘야 돼. 되게 로급 줘요. 군좀이 요급 줘요. 군좀은 로급 줘요.
그냥 단답을 매놨더니 그 뭐라?
되도록 매놓고 로마고 말했어요. 되도록 단달을 요 말해. 선이를 요 말. 단달은 되도록 요 말했어.
로봇 저서 군소배 가서 나 강서 로봇이 거라.
군좀 로봇 요는 얘는 쟤는 되게 같이.
Yes, that's right. there's no ultimate job, there's no ultimate individual that you can help. And so the individual that you can help is the conventional individual.
대야 저도 고아 노만은 요말라게 말다. 가지 요딴데 아니 제다 젠도 또 가러 간가를 지 땡데고는 샤샤오마도 코로나 직제 가 맞으면 요말 될라거다. 멜라이데. 되면 멜라이데.
So when we say there's no Tommy or no John or George, and that means like ultimately no John, right? Yeah. So when we say ultimately no John, and then ultimately no, liberation, no enlightenment, and so forth, and we're talking about, there's no John existing from his one side. Okay, there's no John existing self-sufficient and substantially, like that. Doesn't mean there's no John at all. There is a John. There is a conventional John, and if there is a conventional John, that's, there is a John. So having a conventional John is, having a John same. So the ultimate John does not exist because there's no John existing from his one side.
Yeah. So I got that part. So, but when it's a difficult question to phrase properly because it's so abstract. What I guess I'm asking is, okay, forget about everything conventional. So we've got John, who's composed of 5 aggregates, who's got a clear light base consciousness. So really, when we're helping conventional John, what are we doing on an ultimate level?
There is no ultimate level. There's no ultimate. There's no ultimate existence. Or in a sense, that So what do you understand when you say ultimate level?
Yeah, what do you understand that?
Well, consciousness is, emptiness would be the standard definition. Ultimate reality is
what means emptiness? What do you understand? How you understand? What do you understand that emptiness means?
Okay, so on a conventional level, we have manifest phenomena that our minds construct, and then our minds construct it to have inherent existence. But ultimately, it's dependent arising, which is the manifested conventional, and then ultimate, which is the unmanifested. But there has to be some consciousness, some valid base for dependent arising. Dependent arising doesn't happen by magic. Something has to dependently manifest. And that
I got it. Something not happen could
So when you say things has to depend on other things for it to exist, it doesn't exist by itself. That is what it means,
Yeah.
It doesn't exist ultimately.
Yeah,
so that very, is what ultimate, not existing ultimately is. You don't have to go anywhere else, to find that. So if there is something that exists, without depending on others, then you can say, yes, that thing exists ultimately.
Remember his holiness always say?
Quantum physics.
Quantum physics. Quantum physics carry calling.
So his holiness always says, that quantum physics, is very similar, to the emptiness. Quantum physics, it all talks about depending on other things, right? So for it to react, you have to, depend on other things. It cannot exist by itself. So just like that, that's what emptiness means,
Okay. Do you got you got answers?
Yeah.
If you don't get answers, I will teach you more, okay? You can debate. Anyway, it's okay. It's fun. Sometimes we just talk so many things, is more better. Maybe some people fall asleep. Okay, well, now we stop. Can you pray, dedication?
Very much, yeah.
나 그거 좀 차례.
That's 드리오모레,
선이열이요?
선이열.
아, 네.
Sashi Perki Shushi Me Talk Tam Ri Rob Ling Shi Nike Genpa Di Sange Shingdu Mike Uwagi
로건남 도시나
Drogo Idam Guru Ramandala Kaniya Chayami Gari Rawe Kowe Shinkam Dear Pendang Dewa Malu Joe Ne Chenre Siwon Tenzin Gyatso Ye Jape Sete Badu Tengyur Chi. You who uphold the subduers more away, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjuna's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplish magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior, myself, and others, your disciples, please, please live long. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may if where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. Mignete remake Kente Wangpo Yompel Yang Ganchen Kepke Sun Gen Song Kappa Lo Song Drape Jabla Soate. Thank you, Geshe. Thank you, Domcho.
Thank you, everyone.